the camera and saying, hey, this is Formula One episode 22 and I'm here with my dad in Lisbon. I'm stressed, I haven't even eaten. This was me last week, stressing over my fantasy decision. It was Antonelli, it was Norris, it was McLaren. Which constructor could I pick? Oh my goodness, what a stressful decision for Hungary GP. This week, we're thinking ahead about Zandvoort. Join me for a lineup review, attack the track, go back, and predictions for the future.
I think I chose Hamilton. I might have changed it to Norris.
I confirm. I've changed to Norris.
You changed to Norris.
Say Lisboa. Okay, so let's talk deadline at Hungary, and I'm talking about deadline because that decision was again one of the toughest decisions ever. Every single week it keeps getting harder and harder. Maybe after summer break it's gonna get easier, but I doubt it now that I know the pattern. So I was here on that couch, I was there on that couch, just figuring out whether I should keep Antonelli and never bet against Antonelli ever, or I should switch to Norris. And I finally chose to switch to Norris, which ended up in my favor. P1 baby. The other decision was whether I should do McLaren, and thank goodness I did not pick them. I saved myself 20 points of a DNF from Piastri. Since McLaren likes to favor Lando, that did not go down well in the household. And Piastri went to go.
Contact! Unbelievable! Oscar Piastri has contact with the Williams, and Oscar Piastri was impeded there. Look at what that's done to his race. Oh,
Damn.
He just basically drove him. This is really. Get that. So they should give this guy like 1 hour penalty.
Yeah, he's out of the race penalty.
1 hour.
1 hour?
That is sorry. 1 hour means you better go and park your car.
He will have the net race lead. And is now Piastri stuck behind the next car, which is Alonso. So our driver tracker is all over the show.
Dad. So Dad, how did your McLaren do for you last week? Or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Well, McLaren.
You don't want to talk about it?
Oh, I don't know. McLaren, I had good points for the constructors. And that's all I had with McLaren, huh? It did well for me, didn't I have? And I had my...
You don't remember Piastri's DNF?
I didn't. Well, McLaren had Piastri DNF.
Yeah. He had minus 20.
Oh, minus 20, but
Yes.
the points were still respectable.
The points were not too bad.
They were still respectable. I
Yes.
think I would have had about 40 something points, which is not bad.
Otherwise, your option was Red Bull.
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so Red Bull Racing. But you can afford 2 premium constructors
So,
now.
Red Bull Racing, if I went for Red Bull Racing, I would have had less points. I think they had like 15. So, well, I have at least like 3 times that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't sniff at that.
But anyway, so this is who I beat last week, last race.
Yeah.
And now I've gone from 3rd.
Well, I'll let you
Second.
think that you're galloping away for a while until I just surprise you. Sometime. Last lap.
It would be very
it would have been- Then
surprising.
you will see that last lap, your name will be changed to like coming last.
Okay, let's find out what happens.
Yeah.
I wanted a huge budget gain and Hungary fed me. Every single driver increased in value, every single one of them, and constructors, gaining me 3.3 million. So my total budget is 126.1 million. Ow! Attack the track.
How much can I charge for this interview?
Depends how good the interview is. What do you know about Zandvoort?
Not a lot. It's in my home country. Holandish. The land of Max Verstappen.
Olá, boa tarde.
Boa tarde. See,
Okay, the land of Verstappen.
yeah,
But you've watched this in previous years.
I have.
So what has happened?
Ooh, Verstappen has won consistently. I think Lando won it last year though.
The top 5 finishes of 2025: Piastri, Verstappen, Hadjar, Russell, and Albon. Okay. And what's the track like?
The track is, well, it's a purpose-built track. It's quite a fast track. I don't really know too much about Zandvoort track.
Well, you have to know. This is your home country.
Well, there's just loads of fans. Maybe it's because I'm not into Max, so I kind of, when Zandvoort comes, I'm just like, oh, Zandvoort.
Zandvoort is on the shorter end of the racing tracks at 4.25 kilometers. It's got 14 corners. We've got 10 to the right and 4 to the left.
Although I'd love to go there actually, but I think this is the last one in Zandvoort. It's not going to be there next year. Yeah.
Okay. So going back, we had 3 DNFs last year. Lando was mechanical, Lewis was because of light drizzle, and Leclerc was just crash Leclerc. I'm surprised that Lewis had a DNF because since I've started following Formula One, I've never seen that happen. Praying that this year that doesn't happen, although I'm not sure if I'm going to pick Lewis on my team. We'll find out. All right, so in picking my team, I'm going to analyze it emotionally, point scoring, and then budget building wise, just so I see my options and then I can figure out what I actually can do. So starting with emotions, now I'm a Cancer, so obviously my emotions are going to rule. And I think that's actually where you get the wins here, is on your gut feeling. It's not just analytics, it's not just data, because it can just go topsy-turvy and the race can just completely go the way that you didn't think it would go, which is why I love watching the practice. I love seeing what the drivers are doing. Something like George Russell might be on a high because he's just gotten married. Lewis Hamilton might be on a high because he's been spending time doing water sports with Kim. The gut feeling is really important, I think, in this sport, and that's why the game is so fun. So emotionally, I'm going to pick 5 drivers, 2 A drivers, and then I'll fill in the rest with what my budget is in mind. I'm going to go with, okay, my first pick is going to be Norris. He obviously came P1 just before the end of summer break. He should be energized. He's been drinking and scissorping all over summer break. So he's number 1. Next, you can't bet against Antonelli, as I said earlier in this video. So I'm going to pick Antonelli as my second tier A driver. And the third one might be maybe Max, because this is his home race. I think they said raced 5 times here, and he has won 5 times. So, which is incredible. Even though Red Bull is kind of iffy as a constructor, I think he'll have some fun around here and also have a good potential for driver of the day. So Max Verstappen for sure. Those 3 I would consider. And then thinking about mid-tiers. So we'll have to go with loving Lindblad and how he's performing. He is a little bit high in terms of budget, so that could be an issue. Lawson has been performing well, but I would pick between the 2 Lindblad. Hadjar is great for budget right now. And who else mid-tier? I wouldn't pick Albon. I wouldn't pick Ocon. I wouldn't pick Behrman. Oh God, I haven't had Behrman's name in my mouth since race 1. And who else is mid-tier? I think those are all mainly the mid-tiers I would think of. Then the lower tiers, we are looking at, I'll grab Hülkenberg. Oh, yes. And I would say Aston Martin was so impressive last race. They've come with their upgrade that we haven't even seen yet. but they've had their season high so far with Stroll. I think he finished 14th, and Alonso finished maybe 18th or so, 16 to 18. So Alonso, I don't want to say, no Stroll. Alonso, Hulkenberg, yeah, that will be kind of my mixing pot. So 5 drivers. We're going to go Norris, Antonelli, Alonso, Hulkenberg, and then a midi would be if I can afford Hadjar, or I would drop down to Lindblad. Those I think I could afford. Also Bortoleto could be in that mix. That's my emotion based on how everyone's performed. I haven't looked at numbers yet, but that's my first thoughts. Okay, what else did I say now? Point scoring. Point scoring, the team would be Max, crazy high points. Antonelli doesn't disappoint. Max, Antonelli, and then we'd go with, if I can do Hadjar. No. And then I would have to fill it in, I know, with 3 million drivers. So either Alonso and Hulkenberg, or Bortoleto and Hulkenberg, or lowest, because they're both 3 million, Hulkenberg and Lance Stroll. Yeah, so that could be my 5. Oh, and I even forgot the constructors. So now we're talking about constructors. I would fill that in. So I have Ferrari and Mercedes. I'm thinking I would keep them just based on the budget. I could, depending on practice, go with McLaren, and I'm going to pick Mercedes to keep. Yeah, my money's on Mercedes to keep for that fast engine for the sprint. So it would be Mercedes, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull. Red Bull's very expensive as a constructor. I think it's up there, higher than Ferrari. So we might just be staying the same with the constructor. Okay, now let's look at the chart and let's see whether these ideas are actually feasible. And I don't even know if I'm recording, you know? I should be. Yeah. Let's see if these ideas are actually feasible, and we're going to look at the budget building options. Let's take a look. All right, so Hulkenberg needs -2 points for the maximum price rise. Next is Hadjar, Alonso, Bortoleto. Albon, absolutely no, and I think that's where I stop. So the players to fill in, or the drivers that I can use to fill in, are going to be Hulkenberg, Hadjar, and Alonso, as I was thinking. And Bortoleto, borderline. He needs 10 points for the max prize rise. But if he gets -3, that's when he starts to drop. For the A drivers, Leclerc is the easiest budget builder. Norris, Antonelli, Verstappen, Hamilton, Piastri, and Russell. Yeah, so again, in my wheelhouse, Norris, Antonelli, and Leclerc. Look at that. I don't even need to look at this. Come on now. The rest is going to be down to practice, honestly. I'm looking to use my ×3 chip and activate that like Mario. Hopefully that's going to allow me to surpass my brother, who's in number 1. He is, I want to say, 100 to 200 points ahead of me, which is really not that much when it comes to a sprint weekend. This is the highest potential for gaining. But my problem is, it's also the highest potential to lose. If I do ×3 and ×2, ×3 on Antonelli, ×2 on Norris, if Antonelli crashes his car, I'm gonna get -20 ×3. I believe that's how it worked. I believe that's what happened to Piastri in one of the first races, maybe Australia, where he was my ×2, and I had a -40 as opposed to a -20, which is insane. So I would get a -60 if I put my ×3 on someone who DNFs. Risky, but it might be, I think it's a make or break. This is the time I need to take the risk. It's now or never. Well, it's now or Singapore. I think that's the last sprint race. I know they're switching things around because of what's happening in the Middle East. So some of the races are getting cancelled and shuffled around. Malaysia is going to be one of them. And I think, I've forgotten now what the other one is. But yeah, there's a few races that will be replaced. The other thing I'm thinking about is Mercedes. Now, Mercedes has not taken their penalty yet for their engine changes, and they're due for one, which means they'll be starting at the back of the pack. Lots of overtake points potential for Antonelli, who I know will just fly up. Russell in Hungary, he started back there because of that crash with Hamilton on the turn 1. But he came up from, I think, 18, let's say, to, I know he went past 8 because he was on my team as my constructor. So I was just watching him fly through the pack. So yeah, that could be great for overtake points when they do have to start at the back. But they're on the table for this week. Yeah, lots to think about. There's going to be so many different combinations that my league is going to go for. We all have lots of budget, so it's going to be the best, I guess, more emotional choice now, based on what we're looking at, driver for driver. For my 3 times chip, I've heard that it might be up to 85% rain. Now, the times that I've let rain get in the way of my decision, it hasn't been worth it. I remember, I think it was Canada, that was McLaren when they decided to go on their inters and it just decided to stay dry. That was the worst constructor decision of the season so far. But, and there was another race that I decided to change my lineup because of a potential of rain, and it wasn't worth it. So you know what, I'm gonna say screw it and I'm gonna go for it, and I don't care how much rain there's potentially gonna be. Maybe it's only gonna last 10 minutes, maybe it's gonna last a while, but if I pick good drivers, hopefully they'll be able to maneuver away from trouble. I do also have my no negative chip still, so I would be kicking myself if I didn't use it in a risky situation. So last minute, you could just see me switch from a 2 times to a no negative, but we'll have to see what happens after practice. I am also traveling on the day of practice. I think it's practice and then sprint qualifying. So I'm traveling that day and I don't have the app on my phone. I won't be able to see what the actual, I won't be able to watch it live. So I'm just gonna have to look at the results and not get the context. So yeah, this is gonna be even more difficult than last week. You might see another video of me screaming on the couch in the next one. But yeah, so those are my choices. I'm gonna take a look. I'll show you option A and I'll show you option B after I've taken a look into the background. Those will be my 2 main lineups that I'll be considering. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like the video if you liked the video, and I'll catch you next time for more fun and games.